Now we meet up with Ben Getz of Urban Harvest as he shares a recent project of theirs in Khayelitsha.
Today we're sitting at Ikhuzi Primary School in Khayelitsha. This is one of 6 beautiful community food gardens that we've done in partnership with the Earthchild Project. And as you can see, it's a really thriving, beautiful food garden with the express purpose of educating learners, feeding learners, and also creating employment and a beautiful space in which people can relax and be inspired. So I was approached by the Earthchild Project because they work with learners in schools providing amazing extracurricular qualitative education, soulful education, and we needed to design a garden which could accommodate lots of learners, would be inspiring to the learners, a garden that includes an outdoor classroom where learners can sit and be instructed in the ways of food gardening and nature conservation. And so we've built a garden with a beautiful pergola, specifically with grapevines growing up. So in the summer it's full and shaded. In the winter the grapevines drop their leaves and it lets in more light. So the pergola is really the outdoor classroom is the center of the garden, and then a triple raised eco-treated timber bed with integrated benches. When you're sitting, you're with the plants, you've got the fragrances, the colors, the textures are right here. And of course, part of our goal for the garden is that learners are involved. So they were part of planting the garden, they are part of harvesting, and they're certainly part of eating this amazing food. As you know, this is perfectly organic food, so there's no travel miles, there's no packaging, there's no harmful chemicals used. It's all grown by hand in alignment with nature. So it really is a full circle experience. Also part of our process building the garden is that we employ local community members who are currently unemployed to help us build the garden. There's a skills transfer, there's a payment, and then one of those community members is chosen to be the garden champion. Sondezwa is our amazing garden champion here, and part of our role, of course, is not just designing and building the garden, but is the long-term sustainability of the garden. And the key factors for that is training Sondezwa. Our team visits twice a month, including seeds, seedlings, compost, trellising materials, all the top-up materials that are required, and the mentorship that is required to take Sondezwa through the seasons so that she knows how to maintain this garden for the long term. So the key factors to ensuring the success of a garden like this, very important that we have automated irrigation, which is using well point water. Very important is the ongoing support. So as the beds get harvested, as that food gets taken up, weighed, delivered to the school kitchen and fed to the learners, within a week we've replanted those spaces. So the garden is always full. We're planting, obviously it's always seasonal, and we use companion planting. So we're mixing the crops wherever we can to ensure the best quality and the healthiest quality crops, and to ensure that the garden is producing right through the year. We're literally planting every month of the year. When deciding what to plant in a garden like this, the number one factor is what does the kitchen want, what does the kitchen need, and then of course what's going to grow well in this context, and then what's seasonal. So in this garden we've got beautiful beds of carrot and lettuce. There's a beautiful combination of the reds and the greens, so visually it's very appealing, but also we're maximizing in space and time in each bed. And that is a big part of what companion planting is about. The roots occupy different levels in the soil, the leaves, some leaves are shading other plants. So we're also planting for pest control. That's part of the companion planting. One of my favorite beds in the whole garden for various reasons is the central triple raised bed. This is really the bed that showcases companion planting to the maximum. We've got a huge variety of culinary herbs. You've got coriander and flat leaf parsley and thyme and oregano and marjoram and rosemary and edible flowers and kale and the grapevines, which are going to be covering the pergola. So there's a lot of diversity, a lot of interest. This is kind of part of the training for the learners and the garden champions to see this is what can be done at home. So we've designed, installed and managed more than 600 gardens to date, and still to this day my favorite experience is seeing that design on my computer turn into a three-dimensional space and watching the team build the garden over weeks. And then the best time is that launch day when the learners come and they plant the garden, and there's a sense of the whole community, the teachers, the principal, community members, we're all coming together to make this garden a reality. And then the garden champion, to see how much the garden champions love their role, their job, how much pride they take in their garden. It becomes my garden. And there's even a healthy competitiveness between the different garden champions across the different projects. And I just love to see how much joy a garden like this can bring to a whole community.